What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, previews and vlogs. Thanks for coming back. It is the first video of 2020. I did hit over 500 subscribers, so I appreciate everybody for the support. Thank you. And I'm gonna try to get to 1,000 subscribers and get these channel monetized probably by sometime in June or July. That's what the goal is, at least. So we'll see how this comes up. I know I don't put videos out as I should be, at least once a week, and that's because I've had a lot of things going on in the past few months with family and everything else. But today's channel, or today's video I should say, is going to be on just a quick review. APPS2CAR sent me another phone mount that is new for 2020, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys that mount. I installed it on the 2003 Acura that I bought. Now, of course, the Acura is in here. There is no Cadillac in the garage because the Cadillac is actually at a body shop. Back in November, the car was rear-ended in the parking lot. I took it into the body shop. I'm getting an upgrade on the rear bumper, but the problem here is that GM is on strike and the parts are hard to come by right now. So it's been sitting at the shop. They have it. Once it's done, they'll call me and let me know it's done. For now, this is my winter car. I did buy this for a winter car, so I don't have to use the Cadillac. And that's pretty much what I'm doing to this. Some upgrades on it. Now, of course, I had the regular stock radio. I put a Pioneer radio on that I'll be doing review on as well, which I shot part of that video in December because I installed it at that time, kind of like I did with this mount. I did the unboxing in December, installed it into the car, and I'm doing the final review now in 2020 because I wanted to use it just to give you guys a better perspective of how the actual mount works. Now, coming up for the car, if you see these big boxes behind me here, all these big boxes, is you got some exhaust, some mufflers actually there, and the boxes there are basically parts for the Cadillac as well that it's going to be getting. So there's some other videos coming up on the Cadillac in the next few months here that I'll be putting out. But for now, I'm going to be doing this review, and again, the review itself is on the mount that I was sent to by APPS2CAR, which is pretty much this right here. Again, it's an automatic sensor mount. It has, according to this, up to a max of 15 watts super wireless charging, automatic temperature sensor so it doesn't overheat. One thing I did notice with the mount that I did not get on camera is when it does get really cold and you try to open it, it does not want to work. It has to get back to operating temperature, which would be probably in the 40s, 50 degree mark. It seems to work perfectly fine there. But when it's 30 degrees outside and the car's been sitting out, or even less than that, it's been sitting out for a few hours, the mount does not open up. So you have to kind of manually open the arms up on it. Now, I don't know how it's gonna act in the summertime, but so far I do like the mount. There's a couple things I don't like about it, and we'll talk about that right now as we go into the car. Now, first, I'm gonna show you the video I recorded of the unboxing and what comes in the box, and of course, some of the installation, how easy it is to install it. And then I'll talk about it. It's been on the car for about 3 weeks already. So I'll talk about that and basically how I like it. So let's go ahead and look at that installation video that I recorded back in December. Actually, the unboxing video that I recorded back in December. And then we'll look at the installation video, recorded back in December as well. And then I'll finish up with the review on it. So let's go ahead and look at that video. All right, so let's take a look at what comes in the box. So that's the charger itself, or the mount, I should say, with the charger in it. Seems to got two small sensor holes right here. This is probably for cooling these vents right here back on the back of it. This is a suction cup mount. Now, if this is the same suction cup mount as the other APPS2CARs that I have, which I'll put the link in the description so you guys can look at that mount. This is pretty good because that thing has stayed on my windshield for over, I would say probably over a year already, and it hasn't fallen off yet. Then of course we got some additional things here. Let's see, so we got a USB to USB-C. So it does have a USB-C cable. Well, it's got the charging 12 volt outlet, or socket actually, to install the outlet. It also has a plate mount, so if you want to mount it to your dash instead of the windshield, which probably what I'll do, that's available as well. Get some instructions, of course. get a lifetime warranty of having issues. It's give you the actual APPS2CAR, their website, or their support page right there. And of course, some wipes, wet and dry wipes, of course, to install it. Now, one thing I will say is, especially for me, this small cable is not gonna be enough. I would like to run my cars basically, especially on the Acura that I'm installing this in, this is going to be, I'm gonna need a 6-foot cable. So one thing that I think a lot, not just them, but a lot of manufacturers should do is include a 6-foot cable instead of just a small 4-foot, because this is not gonna reach wherever I want it. I don't want anything on my dash or any wires hanging down. So I want it to look clean. So I kind of run everything through my center console and stuff like that. So I would like a 6-foot cable on most of these guys. But I mean, overall, it actually feels really sturdy. And so let's go ahead and get this thing installed in the car. Again, I'm gonna be running the wires and I'm gonna probably mounting this. I gotta actually find out where exactly I'm gonna mount this. I'm not gonna probably put it in the windshield, or maybe I will put it in the windshield. We'll see right now once we get in the car. All right, so before we put it in the car, let's get this thing hooked up, of course. So this thing just comes off the back here. This is just the little nut, you wanna call it. I'm gonna stick this right in here like that. Push that in there just like that. Oh, also with this, before I install it in the car, this does, of course, it is telescopic, which goes in and out. So you can increase the length if you want to get closer to you or further away from you, of course. And this does rotate as well. So you can rotate this to have it in landscape mode or portrait mode or however you want to use the phone in. So it does rotate both ways. The USB-C connector is at the bottom here, so just don't forget that when we install that onto the dash there right now. So let's go ahead and get this thing put into the dash of the car. Again, not very hard to do. And if the adhesive in here on the bottom of the suction cup is as good as the other mount that I have on my V Sport, then this should work perfectly. I mean, on a V Sport, it's been on for going on a year already and it hasn't come off. Winter, summer, everything, it has not come off. It's actually really hard to get it off of the windshield. And I'm gonna put that one, if you guys wanna look at that review on that actual mount, I'm gonna put the description at the bottom so you guys can see that review on that mount. That is not a wireless charging mount, that's just a magnetic mount. So either way, let's go ahead and get this put on the car. Build it off. I'm gonna be using actually Mobile Solutions instant adhesive. This is for plastic and everything, with their, of course, activator, which is this right here. Now this sticks to plastic. Once this sticks to plastic, it's never coming off. And again, I expect to run this car into the ground. This is going to be my winter car, so I don't have to use the V Sport all winter, get salt on it and everything. So this is going to be my winter car. I don't expect to ever take this off again. So this is going to be pretty much a permanent mount. I don't recommend doing that if you guys are going to be taking it off, or it's not your, or it's your primary car, or it's got some kind of leather in there or something like that. Figure out some other way to install it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the back of this and then glue it to the dash. Now it's hard for me to do while I'm holding the camera, so I'm going to come right back once this is stuck on there. So all right, so that's on there now. That is not coming off of there. No matter how much I pull on it, it is not coming off. So the way this works is pretty much spray the adhesive, the activator on there. I sprayed it on the dash pretty much. Then put the glue on the back of this, and before the adhesive activator dries, apply that on there and just hold it down for about a good 10-15 seconds, and that's pretty much it. I do got some runoff here, and that's just the adhesive activator, that's not the glue, so that's a good thing. That could just come right off. But that's on there, and that is not coming off of there. Let's go ahead and install the mount and get it wired up here and see how the mount actually works. So to install, or pretty much hook this up to this, we're going to take the plastic covering off of this bottom piece, take it off the mount there, or the plastic piece up here, and this is just going to go down right onto it, and then push down on the clip there. Now it's good on there. It's not coming off of there at all. That's pretty much it. Now we got to, of course, hook up the cable, which is another story when it comes to my cars. Now again, this is just a USB-C type cable. The car originally does come with its own, but like I showed you when I unboxed it, it was not. All right, so now that we saw that video, I did pull the car out just so I could get better lighting outside there. So we're gonna go into the car right now, And then this is where, of course, I mounted it. Now, like you saw in the video, I started it mounted here on the dash, but that didn't hold up. The 3M adhesive that comes on the back of that small plate mount did not hold up on there. And of course, I tried to glue it on there, and the glue held for about 30 minutes and then came right off. So that glue is meant for plastic to plastic. This apparently is not plastic, of course, whatever material this is. So I ended up taking it out of there, having it mounted on the windshield itself. Now, it's not bad, it's not very intrusive on there. I mean, it is a bigger mount than you normally would like on there, of course, on the windshield. So I wish that one thing that APPS2CAR would do is give you at least a vent mount clip as an addition to this mount, because as you saw when you put it together, you can actually dismount the back of it into some other mounts. That would be awesome if they actually gave you a vent mount clip to put it on the vent, and then you have more options as well. So now another thing with this mount is, when you saw the cable that it came with, it's got a 3-foot cable. Now that is all good if you want to plug it into this here and have the cable, you know, hanging down through the radio and all this stuff here. Now I ran it through the center console. I like to hide my cables, even though that's not very well hidden. It's still showing out there, but at least it's not all through the front of my radio or anything like that. I actually would probably tuck that in a little bit more, but that gives me actually room to kind of turn it, because the mount does turn. You have it either in landscape mode or portrait mode, however you want to have it facing. And I ran it all the way through here into the center console, which is in there, which is the 12-volt or adapters in there as well. So first thing when you start this car up, of course, first thing you will notice on this is that purple LED light. That means it is getting power. So now once you get that going, it's plain and simple. Like I said, there's no magnets needed on this. I do have magnets on the back of my iPhone case. I don't know if you guys can see them. Or plates, I should say, not magnets, but the plates for the magnet. And that's for the mount that I have with Pearl Clip and Scotch, that combination of wireless charging that they have with that. But if you have a regular case or no case on this, you really don't need them. And if you have a magnet, if you notice there, actually the sensor notices my hand get close to it, and as soon as it notices that, it opens up to receive the phone. So we'll wait till it closes and we'll get it back on there. So as soon as it notices anything in here in the vicinity, it'll open up, close it, and automatically you can see it starts to charge. So it is charging at this point. And that's pretty much the mount. Now the mount is really sturdy, so when you're driving the car, and we'll go for a quick drive right now actually, it doesn't bounce around a lot. One last thing before we go on our drive actually is that I want to talk about how quiet the actual mount is. And by that I mean the last mount that I had, which was automatic with the automatic clamps on there, was very loud. And I actually have the video on there. You guys can take a look at how loud this was compared to this one. This one here is really, really quiet. So when the arms open up, you can hardly hear it here. Just you hear a slight humming, but not a lot. I mean, how quiet this thing actually is surprisingly compared to how the other one was. When I actually got this mount and heard that it was very quiet, I was like, whoa, that is insane how quiet this thing is. And that's one thing. The other one was super loud, like it just was bad. And again, you guys heard that. I just showed you a clip of how loud that one was. And I'm hoping this one lasts me more than the 3 months that the other one did. So we'll see. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on our drive and see how stable this mount is, and I'll show you guys the phone doesn't shake as much. And that's mainly what I'm going to show you on the test drive that I usually go with when I purchase these mounts. So let's go ahead and go on a quick drive, and then we'll end this video. So as we go for a drive, you'll notice that it does not bounce around a lot. And that's a big dip off my driveway there. And if you guys are looking at that display, that's for the actual radio, which again I will be doing a review. That's actually a pretty cool feature with the Pioneer radio that it has. But the mount itself is pretty sturdy. It does have telescopic when it comes in and out if you need to push it in and out. And again, the mount's been on there for about 3 weeks. With this, that suction cup that APPS2CAR makes, it's pretty much as good, if not better actually, than the suction cup that GoPro has on their mounts for the cars. The other one that I have on the Cadillac, which again is not a wireless charging mount, it's just a regular mount, has been on there for over a year and has not come out, has not given me any issues where it feels like it's going to come out. And this one's been on there for about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and I have not had any issues with this one either. It's actually been really sturdy. Through the cold and everything, it just sits there. You would think that the cold weather would affect it and make it come out, but it doesn't. That adhesive or whatever that sticky stuff it has in the back of it is, if you guys know what it is, go ahead and comment below. I'm not sure if I just say the adhesive sticks onto it pretty good, and actually if I try to move it, it's very hard to get out. So that's, I mean, if you notice, the phone is not even bouncing around as much. I mean, it's got your normal vibration out there from hitting any potholes, just like any other mount, but overall, it's pretty sturdy on there. So the actual mount holds very stable on there again. Rotation to landscape, from landscape to portrait mode. You could also, again, it's got sensors on it to detect that. It has also a button back here in case you do want to open it manually and if it doesn't want to respond. Again, I've had it happen where it doesn't respond when it's too cold, so you got to kind of push this button on the side here to get it to open, but that will open it as well. So it's got a couple good features. The only thing, again, vent clip and a longer cable. If they could give you a longer cable, that would be awesome. Give you 2 options of cable venting, but of course they may raise the price a little bit. The mount itself, online on Amazon, you can get it for $45.99. So again, APPS2CAR is the mount. Link in the description below. Go ahead and get the mount if you want that. I have the other mount in there as well that I have on the Cadillac, which is not a charging mount, it's just a regular mount. I'll have the link on there as well, and you could just check out all their other mounts. Now I will be back with another video for the Pioneer radio I have installed on this car as well, which is actually a very good radio, non-CD player. It's all Bluetooth and USB only. I only use it in Bluetooth mode though. But I'll be back with that video probably in the next week or so, and then hopefully I get the Cadillac back and I can start installing these parts on the car and making videos for you guys to see that on those. As for videos on gem shoes, I haven't done very many. Not very many shoes I'm interested in buying anymore. I'm kind of getting out of that phase, looking into a lot more cars and automotive content. So again, thank you guys for being a subscriber. I'll see you guys next time on the next video.